So, Union Arena players, what's up? This is Kyle D, better known as Universities, and today we're going to be covering none other than the Union Arena new card selection for Bleach 1000 Blood War. So without further ado, let's dive in the video and talk about it. So I've been a little busy with the house and stuff like that, but now I'm excited to talk about the new product we're going to be getting, Premium Bandai. So if you guys don't know what these are boulders. They are online. If you're going to be playing these, they only come with 11 cards, one being an action point. So you're going to need to pick up 4 of these minimum to be able to build anything you kind of just want to. So just reminder, you need to buy 4 of these. This isn't buy one and you get your full playset. It's only 11 cards. So these do run you a little bit of money if I remember correctly. Let's go to Premium Bandai. There should have been just an instant link on this, but Premium Bandai. Let's do it. So if we go to Premium Bandai for their card section, which is Bandai Card Shop, you take a look, you kind of get an understanding. They are $25 a piece. You're getting a lot of new cards for this, so you're definitely going to have to drop at least $100 just to get a full playset, which you should be thinking about, especially because these are great support. Sadly, yellow didn't get anything out of the deal, but they definitely gave blue, purple, and green fantastic support. So first off, we got a new blue Ichigo Kosaki. It's a double energy generator with a restand trigger. Since we like these triggers, we want to have them. This card, if a card was placed from your hand into the sideline this turn, this character gains 1000 DP, and it's a double blocker. So early aggression wise, this can come down and help protect yourself, which isn't terrible, right? I mean, being able to set this on in a couple turns really does help out. So something to think about. Maybe you might see a couple plays because again, you do have a raid Ichigo on top of it, so it gives you another target for the raid. And then we do have Rukia Kosaki. This one's when played, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 Ichigo, Renji, or Rukia, or Byakuya card among them, add them to your hand, place the rating cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. If you added a card to your hand, place one from your hand into the sideline. It's also a draw trigger, and being a 1 action Rukia is not terrible. I think the fact that she is going to help search, and I think this will help the deck's overall ability to be higher competitive. Yes, we saw that blue did do some shenanigans in JP a couple times, but as time goes on, the support kind of gets weaker and weaker, right? So it's just something to think about. And now for the Renji fans, this is a nullify impact, and then you can only activate this ability if there's a card with BP less than its base DP on your opponent's front line. Switch this character active. If you can only activate Renji's ability 1 time each turn. Being able to be a 4000 buff boy with a nullify impact is pretty good. If you notice that, also a act trigger, so it's not terrible. What you're going to be comboing it with, if I remember correctly, is that you can combo it with the Kisuke, Urohara, which is switch to resting, switch 1 active character on your front line to resting. If you do, this character gains 1 energy generation until the end of your turn. So if you needed to do the 5 cost, 5 cost Ichigo, or even just getting another of these Renjis on board, being able to activate this main and be able to switch them active. Actually, you can only use 1. It's the same hard cast as Tornado, Terrible Tornado. So you can only activate this Renji, this titled card, basically once per turn. So you can't just get 3 of these out. So and then activate all their effects in one go. You can only get 1 extra attack. But it seems like you're going to be comboing with the Kisuke because Kosuke or Kisuke. Combo it with the Renji, and then boom, you kind of get some great value out of it just because it can generate some more energy. But again, it's up to you how you want to handle it, because then you can also go into the Byakuya as another backup option, because again, Byakuya being able to minus the board when it raids is pretty decent. And then there is a new Byakuya in itself. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, place up to 1 among them into your sideline, then place the remaining cards on the top of your deck in any order. So it at least fuels the Byakuya when played, which again, being a 1 action, 1 cost, another raid target for Byakuya Kosaki, it's not terrible. So that's kind of just like purple in a nutshell. And then there is the Mayori in blue, which I should have just went over all the blue, but when played, choose up to 1 other character on your field that gains 1000 BP until the end of turn. Choose one of other characters on your field gains 3000 BP, but at the end of this character's attack, sideline it until the end of your turn. I don't know Mayori's deck that well enough, but I think this probably helps what the strategy wants to do. So at the end of the day, I think Mayori will definitely be seeing play, and hopefully it'll boost up Mayori's deck just a little bit. It did do some shenanigans in rare battles, but not enough. But this might do some crazy shenanigans. Now, we got Shinji here. That's just when played, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, place them on top or bottom of your deck in any order, which being able to scry with Shinji is really powerful. This helps both versions of the deck, which is the Toshi version or the Kimpachi version, or you play the Captain Yamamoto's deck. Both will help the deck in a way that I think the deck kind of needed, was just being able to manipulate a little bit of their digs, which good for them. They definitely needed this, and it's a good investment there. Then you have Kimpachi Zararaki. So this one is for the Kenny deck, which I'm going to be straight honest with you, is an auto include. I think this will be at a full playset. Being able is unaffected by DP reduction is huge. Reducing this card's energy requirement by 1 while in hand is a constant thing. So this comes in at 3 cost, which is ridiculous. And then if there's a character with 3,500 or more BP on your opponent's front line, this character gains 1000 DP. So again, this makes it so that, you know, it's going to be able to take in 4Ks very comfortably. So something to think about there. Now we do have Toshiro. Toshiro's on play, draw a card, and then it's basically, you know, this is the color trigger, which replaces the current color trigger, I think, for Toshi, just because it is a double energy generator, which can help get into Unohana very comfortably now. So I think this is a great addition to the deck for the Toshi variant, and I think long-term wise, I think this will be the go-to color trigger, because you'll play Unohana plus this Toshi. Now you have more draw value with no drawback, to be honest with you, which is huge for decks with, you know, a lot of other draws are draw a card, discard a card, draw a card, discard a card, draw a card, discard a card, you know, all that kind of shenanigans that happens. This card is basically saying, just play me, draw a card, which again leads into great combo synergy. You didn't really gain a Toshi, sadly. That is one of my bigger concerns, is that because it's the color trigger, you're only replacing the color trigger. So that means Toshi's ratio didn't go up on the Toshi count, which wasn't really needed. You're kind of fine with what you were getting, right? Or did I? Yeah, Toshi is the color trigger, if I remember correctly, in the set. So yeah, that's something to think about. Shinsui. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 13-court squad affiliate card among them, add it to your hand, place the remaining cards at the bottom of the deck in any order. If you added a card from your hand, place 1 card from your hand into the sideline, draw a trigger. You know, this being able to search, again, they gave green such great search ability. This also basically made Shinsui be able to do what the 13-court squad card was doing, right? You know, you get to add a card. Yes, 13 court squad lets you add 2 with the dig of 4, but this one at least, you know, basically adds a card that you might need just for a trade-off. So I think that has some great value, and I think Shinsui will actually see some play in the deck. And then you do have Joshiro Ukitake. So Mr. Ukitake. If this card has a face down card under it, gain 1 energy generating. When played, you may play the top card of your deck face down under this character. So this will constantly be generating 2. Switch to the resting one of your, place 1 face down card under this character into your silent. If you do, generate 2 until the end of the turn. So you'll be naturally generating 2 with the face down card, and in extreme circumstances, if you needed to, especially if you're playing the Captain Yamamoto version, you know, this now guarantees that Yamamoto can come in a little bit sooner, just because now you're generating at an earlier rate and easily can cheat him in, which is sometimes just some great value. But again, you will only have this activating, you know, the character will generate 2 regardless, right? Well, you have the face down card, but you'll only be generating 2 more if you remove the card on your turn. So you just gotta pick your battles and when you're gonna activate this, because again, one of the big problems is that you are placing the top card face down under this character. You'll know what the card is because you can look at it, but it can be a problem sometimes when you have this. But let me know down in the comments what you think of all the new support. What deck are you excited to help that helps you the best way? Being a $25 card, do not miss out on it. You have till May 14th to make sure you get your playset. So, and then you do have an action point, which they're kind of feeling that Ichigo vibe. But let me know down in the comments. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.